Yo, this is it guys. Valve has bestowed upon us a new case, and with it, it brought to us 70 new skins made by the community, and most of them are pretty interesting. For example, this Deagle really just looks like an ugly looking brother of the mecha industries, yet it is somehow a covert skin, while the mecha industries is just a classified skin. Or this Tech 9, which is also an ugly looking brother of the fuel injector, but thank god it is one tier below it. And then, look at these classified skins. I think they look really dope and can even be classified as a covert. Well, except this garbage of course, since I have no idea why this isn't a mil-spec. But we aren't here to look at these skins one by one. So we will actually be looking at the effects of this newly released case in the market right now. But before we go on with the video, I would like to thank each one of you since we now hit over 1,000 members on our Discord server. Because of this, I'll be giving away this beautiful M4A for Desolate Space in my Discord server. So all you have to do to enter is to join my Discord, then talk to people and be active enough to get a mil-spec role, then you'll be entered. Also, people in my Discord server are interested in stuff like investments, trade-ups, and more, so make sure to check it out, link in the description. So the first major effect it had in the market is the total nuclear bomb Valve has dropped on investors. And that is that they just re-released the knives of the Shattered Web cases for this case. So the effect of this in the market was of course huge. It went from $2.60 to now an average of $1.60. It actually went down a lot lower than that, since $1.60 was just the average price sold at that hour. It actually went down to around $1.50. So I do feel very sorry for those who panic sell their Shattered Web cases at the lowest price. But now, it has kind of stabilized at around $1.85, which I think is a fair price for it right now. So now, a lot of people have been asking me whether the Shattered Web case will still be a good investment. And I will be answering that, but I will be providing evidence on why that will be my answer. So the best thing you can really do to see if something will be a good investment is to look at past similar investments and analyzing if they are similar, then formulating a conclusion if they will be a good investment. So the main case I think the Shattered Web case is most similar to is the Hydro case. So in terms of their similarities, they were both an operation case, so that means that they were both only dropped to people who had the operation pass, and they were both quickly discontinued right after the operation ended. So the similarities don't just end there. With the re-release of the Shattered Web knives in this Fracture case, this also means that the Hydro case and the Shattered Web case shares its yellows with another case, since if you didn't know, the Hydro case gloves was also found in the glove case gloves, so that just puts in another similarity to them. So in terms of the Hydro case as an investment, it was still one of the best investments you could have made, even if it shared its yellows with another case. So with this all in mind, I think that the Shattered Web case sharing its knives with another case won't really have an effect on it being a good investment. So if you are keeping some of these cases and you still plan to wait for maybe 1 to 2 years, they will still have a massive return, so you don't have to worry. So the second effect that the release of the case had on the market was newer case investments. So if you didn't know, there are 3 different classifications of cases, that being the common drop cases, meaning cases that are dropped for the people with Prime, then the non-Prime drop cases, which is the cases dropped for the people with non-Prime, then lastly, there are the rare drop cases, which really almost never drops anymore. So if a new case is released by Valve to the common drop pool, a different case from the common drop pool will be moved to the non-prime drop pool, and one case from the non-prime drop pool will be moved to the rare drop pool. So the confirmed cases in the common drop pool before the release of the Fracture case was the Clutch case, the Danger Zone case, the Prisma 1 case, the CS20 case, and the Prisma 2 case. So I investigated each one of these cases to figure out which case has been moved to the non-prime drop pool. So what I did was I asked members of my Discord server to send me screenshots of the drops in their games and also tell me if they are prime or non-prime. In this way, I could slowly piece out the puzzle on which cases are still in the common drop pool and which has been moved to the non-prime drop pool. So I have found that the Danger Zone case, the Prisma 1 case, the Prisma 2 case, and the Clutch case were still dropping for prime players. And I now have 2 screenshots of people who are non-prime who managed to get a CS20 drop. Also, people from the CSGO Market Forum from Reddit also thinks that the CS20 case the case that was moved, so it will be safe to assume that I am right. So I think that this will be very massive news. So what this essentially means is that the CS20 case from now on will only be dropping for non-prime players. And since most of the players of CSGO are prime, the supply of the CS20 case will definitely be cut a lot short. So as you can see here, it already had a short-term effect in the market, as people suddenly realized that the CS20 case was the case that was moved to the non-prime drop pool. It went from 7 cents to an average of 10 cents, and I wasn't able to take a screenshot of it, but I definitely saw it getting sold for around 12 cents each. But for now, it has stabilized at around 9 to 10 cents. So in terms of if the CS20 case will be a good investment, almost all of the cheap cases right now are common drop cases, and most of the non-prime drop cases are around 20 to 25 cents. So it will be safe to assume that it will probably rise to around 20 to 25 cents also for the next 12 to 18 months. So next up is the knives for this case. So the knives for this case aren't really that nice looking, at least compared to the rest of the knives in CSGO. But these knives also has a lot going for them. So as I said, the classic knife is not really the nicest looking knife out there, but it certainly is probably one of the most special knives in the game, since it was the knife from CS 1.6. So some OGs will probably want to have that knife. Also, in terms of its looks, most people should agree that it at least looks better than the Shadow Dagger, the Navaja knife, and the Gut knife. Also, one more thing it has going for it is the exclusivity of the classic knife. As I said, the classic knife is a special knife, so it was released on a special case. So I don't really think that the CS20 knives will reappear anytime soon. Maybe until the CS25 case will be released or something like that. So the next thing we will look at is the weapon skins. So me personally, I don't really like the looks of most of the skins in this case, although some people have said that they like it. But the one thing I definitely agree with them though is that the Op Wildfire is definitely a dope looking skin. So tell me down below if you guys like the skins for the CS20 case, since I definitely think that they look really meh. But overall, in terms of will it be a good investment, I think it will probably be a decent investment, especially considering that it is a special type of case, and no other case has this special type of feeling. Also, as long as the knives stay exclusive to this case, which I believe it will be, there will definitely be some potential for this case moving forward. So I haven't figured out yet which case has been moved to the rare drop category, but I will be commenting it down below as soon as I figure that one out. So anyway, if you want to make profits with trade-ups, make sure to check out the top 5 trade-ups in 2020. Otherwise, make sure to like, comment, subscribe, and make sure to join my Discord server, link in the description. Anyway, that is all for today. This is Elsu, and peace out.